Hello and welcome to part 3. Let's get started putting our podcast together. We've gathered up a few of the pieces. Got an image, I've got some music here to be intro music, I have some video captured from my document camera, and I'm going to use this timeline down here at the bottom to organize this content to play in the order that I want, and then I may need to do a little bit more narration as well. One other thing, if you did all the narration in Audacity, you could just import that right in. You don't have to re-record. But sometimes it's nice to do the record, do everything in one place. So if that's the case, we'll do it all here just for an example. Alright, so here's my title clips. I want to put a title in first. So I'm going to click Title Clips. And I might do this one. It's title clip 1. I'll leave that the name. Scroll down a little bit. Right now it's black background and then the text is white. So I'm going to click inside this text box. And this is going to be called Tim's Podcast. Now how about Math Podcast? And then underneath it the topic is going to be thermometers. Better spell it right. Okay, now I'm getting a little preview over here of how big that text is. Now anytime we put text onto a small screen, it's important to make it bold and big because that text can really get hard to read if I don't. So I'm going to just highlight all this, click bold, and I might try to make this a little bit bigger. And you can see it's showing up over here. So I'm going to want to make the text as big as possible, or as big as will fit. Let me just go up a little more. See, there you go. Now I'm off the screen. So in my case, that was a little bit too big. And I might go ahead and go back to 24. That should be okay. So I can change the color of the background right here. I can change the color. There's the background color. And I can change the color of the font as well. I could even put a background image in if you need something a little trickier. Okay, with that, I'm going to click OK. And you can see the title. I've got my title clip now. So I'm sort of gathering up and creating all the pieces. And when I'm ready, which is now, I'm going to drag these down to my timeline. So I'm just going to grab this title clip, drag it here and drop it in the front. I haven't set the dimensions yet for this podcast, so since I've started recording at 320 by 40, I'll just leave that for now. So there's my title clip goes in, and it by default is 5 seconds long, and that should be plenty long. Alright, so there's my title clip. Now I'd like to do a little introduction to this podcast, and I would like an image to have something visual here. So I've got this thermometer image. I'm going to drag it down and drop it, so that's what comes next. Now I'm not sure how long I'm going to need that on the timeline, this image. So when I click on the image, you'll see it becomes selected. I'm just going to grab that little black triangle handle right there on the end and just stretch it all the way out. So I don't know, I'm just going to stretch it out till, like, I don't know, you can see the timeline above the front top, 1:40. That'll be plenty time because I want to record some narration right here. That's the one piece that I don't have yet. Alright, so I'm going to record this narration straight here into Camtasia. So I want it to sort of be associated with this clip, or this graphic. So I select that graphic, come up and click on voice narration. I'm going to pull this down so you can see the whole thing. So again, you can see that it recognizes my microphone. If it doesn't, I could go to the audio setup wizard and help it. Okay, now here is a couple of choices that I'm going to have. You can see I have 3 audio tracks that I could put this on. I'll just put it on audio track 1. That's okay. And then this, how long is it going to record for? So the first one says until the end of selection on timeline. Now I haven't selected anything. That means when I click and highlight just a part, that's a great tool that if you're re-recording and you just want to re-record a certain section, then you just select that section and record right on top of it till the end of the clip or till the end of the timeline. Now I have a clip selected. It's a great big long one. So I think the end of the clip will be fine, and then I can adjust that clip. That's part of the reason why I made this, when I put this graphic in, I made it quite long, just so I knew I had plenty of room. Okay, so with that, all I need to do is click Start Recording. Okay. You know what? That message, I'm going to start that over. Just cancel this here for a second. So I think we should check the audio track 2. Because if we do audio track 2, then it's not going to interrupt what's happening up here on audio track 1. So I think audio track 2 till the end of the clip, and record. The tool that measures temperature is the thermometer. The scale used by most scientists is the Celsius scale, after Anders Celsius. He developed the scale where 0 degrees is the point at which water turns to ice. 100 degrees is the point at which water boils. This unit of temperature is known as degrees Celsius. The thermometer you will use is glass with a narrow tube of red colored alcohol. The liquid alcohol expands as it gets hot and contracts as heat is lost. Okay, so I did the recording. So this is my thermometer, we'll just name it thermometer voiceover. And again, it's going to save that little audio file. That's a WAV file, you can see, in the same folder, so everything's sort of getting collected into the same place. And it put it down here, a new track, audio track 2, and there is the track. So I could listen to it. So when I listen to it, you can see there are some pretty big spikes here. So either my microphone is a little bit too close, or I have my input volume up too loud. I think it's my microphone is a little close, so I'd probably re-record that. Once I'm happy with that, you can see I can slide it around, and I can go back up. Well, before I do that, so if I'm finished with this, and I'm not going to re-record it right now, I need to come up to my voice narration section, click Finished. And now I'm ready to position this. I want it to start maybe, I don't know, right in there. And I'm going to resize this image, or not really resize it, but change how long its duration by just going to selecting this clip, grabbing the little handle right there in the end, and just adjusting it, and I can snap it right onto the end so it matches up with the audio.